Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Will on Safety. Today, I thought we'd talk about fire classification and also different types of extinguishers. It can be a confusing subject, i.e. what type of extinguisher to use on what type of fire. And it's super important that we clarify any confusion. The reason being is if you hit the wrong type of fire with the wrong extinguisher, it can just engulf the fire even more. So it is imperative that we use the correct tool for the job, the correct extinguisher for the correct classification of fire. We're going to cover two things in this video. Fire classifications, there are 6 of them, each given a letter, A through to F. We'll cover those. On completion of that, we will cover fire extinguishers, what types of fires they should be used for, and importantly, how to utilise them. Okay, so let's go through fire classifications first. We've got Class A fires. They're fires involving free burning materials such as paper, wood, fabrics, other textiles and also plastics. Class B fires are next then, and they involve flammable liquids and solids such as diesel, petrol and oils, but not, incidentally, cooking oils. Okay, plus solid fuels such as wax. Class C fires are fires that involve flammable gases such as propane, butane and methane. Class D fires are fires involving flammable metals such as sodium, potassium, magnesium. Class E fires, and there's a note to go with this one, but Class E fires are electrical equipment fires, okay? They involve electrical equipment such as switchgear and computers. They're sometimes referred to as Class E fires, although that category of fire doesn't officially exist in the UK, okay? So unlike other continents, the European EN3 rating system does not recognise Class E fire classification, as electrical equipment is often the cause of the fire rather than a fire type. Okay, so modern fire extinguishers specify whether or not they should be used on electrical equipment. So make sure you look out for that pictogram. And finally, you've got Class F fires. These fires are specific to cooking oils and fats. So now that we've cleared up fire classifications, so we know, when somebody says we've got a Class A fire, a Class B fire, we know what we're talking about. Let's have a look at extinguisher types. Okay, so extinguisher types then. Firstly, we've got CO2 carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide fire extinguishers are coloured bright red with black panel above the operating instructions. They have a distinctive horn-shaped nozzle at the side with the 5 kilograms and above units having a hose and horn. The extinguisher sounds a loud sound once it's started. In terms of best use, the only fire extinguisher recommended for fires involving electrical equipment. Okay, so they're also effective on Class B fires as well, and that's flammable liquids. So don't use on domestic chip and fat pan fires, and fumes from CO2 extinguishers, okay, can be harmful if used in confined spaces. You need to ventilate the area as soon as the fire has been controlled, and don't hold the horn as it becomes really, really cold, okay, and you end up with cold damage to your fingers potentially. In terms of operation, the discharge horn should be directed at the base of the flames and the jet kept moving across the area of the fire. The extinguisher works on Class B and C and works by suffocating the fire. CO2 is a clean gaseous agent which displaces oxygen, suffocating the fire as it cools. So next up then, we're going to talk powder extinguishers. And this is really going to cover multi-purpose dry powder as well as specialist dry powder. It's muchness and very similar, okay? Powder fire extinguishers are red with a blue panel and are either ABC or BC rated in terms of fire classification. The best use, dry powder fire extinguishers are safe to be used on fires involving electrical equipment, okay? Remember to look for the electrical safety pictogram and are excellent all-round fire extinguishers for use on organic solids and liquids such as grease, fats, oils and paints and petrol. All right, don't use it on chip or fat pan fires and never ever mix two powder extinguisher types. So don't mix a multi-purpose with a specialist dry powder, okay? Use one type, hit the fire with that, and hopefully we can extinguish it. Dry powder extinguishers are not suitable for use in enclosed spaces, okay, as the firefighting agent creates a cloud that can obscure vision, and the contents can also create breathing problems. In terms of operation for both of these types of extinguisher, you need to point the jet or discharge hose at the base of the flames, and with a rapid sweeping motion, drive the fire towards the edge until the flames are out. If the extinguisher has a shut-off valve or shut-off control, wait until the air clears, and if you can still see the flames, attack it again. It works, okay, because it separates the four parts of the fire tetradon, and this prevents the chemical reaction between heat, fuel and oxygen and halts the production of the fire-sustaining free radicals, thus extinguishing the fire. Next up then, we've got two types of foam. You've got general foam and you've got AFFF. Two separate extinguishers work in very much similar fashion. So AFFF stands for aqueous film foaming foam. Correction, aqueous film forming foam. I'll put my teeth back in. So foam extinguishers are red with a cream panel above the operating instructions. They're best used in fires involving solids, liquids such as greases, fats, oils, paints, petrols, etc. It can be used on Class A fires, but it is not recommended for that use. Okay? Don't use it on domestic chip or fat pan fires. So in terms of its operation, fires involving solids, aim the jet at the bottom of the flames and keep it moving across the area of the fire. Ensure all the areas of the fire are out. For fire involving liquids, don't aim the jet straight into the liquid. Where the liquid is on fire is in a container. Point the jet at the inside edge of the container or on a nearby surface above the burning liquid. Allow the foam to build up and flow across the liquid. And how these things work, okay, this type of extinguisher, which is generally applied to fuel fires, forms a frothy blanket or seal over the fire, therefore starving the fire of oxygen, yet removing that part of the fire triangle, thus extinguishing the fire. Okay, unlike powder, foam can be used to progressively extinguish fires without the risk of flashback. Okay, so that covers foam. Next up then, we've got water. So they're just generally in a red container. Fires involving organic, they're best used for fires involving organic solid materials such as wood, cloth, paper, plastics, etc. Don't use it on fat or oil or electrical appliances. In terms of operation, we need to aim the jet at the bottom of the flames, keep it moving across the area of the fire, ensure that all areas of the fire are extinguished. Okay, it works by using a stored pressure extinguisher. It cools burning material by absorbing heat from the burning material, thus extinguishing the fire. The second sort of water extinguisher is a water spray extinguisher. Okay, it's very much the same. It's in a red container. It provides up to 300% more firefighting capacity than traditional jet type water fire extinguishers though. Okay, It's used for exactly the same classifications of fires. Okay, it can't be used on burning fat or chip fat fires, etc. The operation is exactly the same, but it works in a different way. So water has a great effect on cooling the fuel surfaces, therefore reducing the pyrolysis rate of the fuel. Instead of a jet nozzle, a spray nozzle is used. Okay, it's a much higher pressure, and that creates fine spray. That allows for a given quantity of water to have a vast increase in the surface area presented to the fire. It makes extinguishing more efficient by a more rapid removal of heat and formation of steam. They can also contain surfactants, which help the water penetrate deep into the burning material, okay, which increases the effectiveness of the extinguisher. And then finally, we've got wet chemical. So that is red with the yellow panel above the operating instructions, and it's a specialist chemical extinguisher ideal for Class F fires. These are the fires involving, cooking oils and fats, your chip pan fires, etc. Okay, it's also effective on other types of fats and oils such as lard, olive oil, sunflower oil, maize oil and butter. Okay, it's imperative we check the manufacturer's instructions for suitability of use. These extinguishers not recommended for Class B fires and home use. So generally in a commercial environment. If you've got a chip pan fire in the home, the best thing to use is a fire blanket. Again, it smothers the fire, removes the oxygen, extinguishes the fire. Okay, but these wet chemical extinguishers are brilliant for commercial use, kitchens, that type of stuff. It's operated, so to apply the wet chemical using the extended application in slow circular movements, which give a gentle yet highly effective application. Apply a fine spray onto burning fat until the surface of the burning cooking oil changes into a soapy-like substance. That will prevent reignition. The gentle application helps prevent hot oil spilling onto the user. Okay, most Class F extinguishers contain a solution of potassium acetate, sometimes with some potassium citrate and also potassium bicarbonate. Wet chemical fire extinguishers put out a fire by forming a soapy foam blanket over burning oil. Okay, and by put my teeth back in, by cooling the oil below its ignition temperature. Generally, it's used for Class A and Class F fires. This type of extinguisher is ideal for commercial cooking use. Okay, it's not suitable at all for electrical fires. I hope you found this video interesting. I hope you've gained a little bit of insight into extinguishers and fire classification. If you have, please, if you haven't already, follow the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, because what that'll do is it'll let you know whenever I post any other informative content. But until next time, folks, stay safe by choice and not by chance. Bye for now.